All right, so once again, I'm live on this Friday night. Usually I probably wouldn't even go live tonight, but you know, let me just go ahead and go live because there's a lot of things going on out there in the world, man. So many things, so little time. We gotta break it down in a construct of life. Time is of the essence, and I don't want to run out of time, so I have to make a time for it to bring it all down and put it in its proper perspective. So, glad I brought it up to the present time. A lot of things going on in Hawaii. We got to talk about the Alabama things shortly, but I'm not gonna even wait. I got to break down like a lot of things. I'm trying to do this all in like an hour and 10 minutes at best. So, it is what it is. But I'm glad that be back on. Hey, what's going on, Steve Mac? So very interesting what's all that's going on with these so-called psyops, lyops, or whatever the hell they got going on. And all right, it's good to see you too, man. Yeah, man. I'm just coming here to break this stuff down, man. I mean, me, I just like to gonna talk about it when I get the information. I just bring it to you, man. I mean, I already got it, but I mean, I like to break down information more in a vortex. I don't like to talk about one thing. I like to talk about at least 5 things over an hour. It's like a weird. I mean, some people think it's a weird premise, but I like it that way. That way, I can cover a lot of topics in a short period of time. So I tell you, all you gotta do is look at the information. You'll find it somewhere. But that is what it is. Yeah, we got that. So I got to think about everything in Alabama, which that's really like some psychological operation too. Look at the signs, symbols, numerology of that, and you'll figure that out. That ain't what it's caked up to be. As a matter of fact, they could be using that because it's the same thing with New York last week. Because if you realize Donald Trump spoke in Alabama the day before, and they didn't release that video until Sunday, not Saturday, when it happened. So that's another thing. Very interesting. Talk about thing in Hawaii, they say 59 people are dead now, which I think is, they're using the word apocalyptic. So to me, that seems like they could have put a direct energy weapon in there. But I'm going to break that all down. Waiting on my people to come in, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Things are very, very, I would say they're getting out of hand. We have to be aware of all the tricks and trades they can start using on us. So that's that. But otherwise, everything should be fine. Let me pull up a video. I don't know what these guys are at. Like, I'm trying to get all this stuff down. In fact, let's bring up something else first. Because I'm going to break this down really quickly. Fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976 allows made fair use purposes as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, research. Fair use is the use permitted by copyright statute may otherwise be infringing.
There is a fast-spreading new subvariant of the coronavirus that's raising concerns among health officials around the world. The CDC says the EG5 variant, otherwise known as Eris, now makes up the largest portion of new COVID-19 infections nationwide.
The agency projects the variant caused approximately 17% of new coronavirus cases in the U.S. as of Saturday. That's an increase of around 10% from the first week of July. So for more on this, we want to bring in Dr. Bob Lahita. He's the director of the Institute for Autoimmune and Rheumatic Diseases at St. Joseph Health. And he's also the author of Immunity Strong. And also, we always have him on Fridays. So I know it's a good day when I see Dr. Bob. But what's going on, Dr. Bob? We've got coronavirus going around again. Tell us more about this EG5 variant.
Well, it's a strain of the variant, the Omicron variant. This is a strain, and these strains arrive, as Anne-Marie, as you know, we talked about upregulation and downregulation of the virus. And fortunately, most of the population has immunity, adaptive immunity to this virus, which means their immune systems, our immune systems, recognize the Omicron. And the Omicron, fortunately, has been mild, except that 43% increase in hospital admissions over July, which is of some concern. And secondly, we have wastewater. Remember, we look for the virus in wastewater, right. And in wastewater, the numbers have increased. And if you talk to the pharmacies like Rite Aid, they're seeing more self-testing being sold. Over 50% of their pharmacies are seeing an increase in self-test kits going out. So all of that is an indication that things are beginning to heat up again.
Okay, so Dr. Bob, let me ask you this. If you're someone who's been vaccinated, I have. If you're someone who's been infected, I have. Are you going to have an easier time dealing with this new variant if you get it?
And can I just add a B part to you? If your infection was the Omicron variant, does that also help?
That does help. You have immunity, David, and so do you, Anne-Marie. In fact, we all do, because most of us, and I say the great population of the country, has had at least one vaccination. Many, many people have had the boosters, but let's not relax, because elderly people and those who are immunocompromised can still get the Omicron, which can wreak havoc on their immune systems. It all depends on our own immunity. Everybody's immune system, like their fingerprints, is different. So you have to understand that your neighbor may be very, very ill from the Omicron variant, especially the EG5, and you may have no symptoms whatsoever. But the other thing to remember is if you do get the Omicron, you can still get long haul syndrome, which you remember is fatigue, brain fog, loss of taste, loss of smell. Some of my patients have paralysis over an extended period of time of their arms or their legs. So this is serious stuff.
So the World Health Organization labeled this new variant, EG5, a variant of interest. What does that labeling sort of really mean in real life?
It means it's being watched. It's not a variant of concern. There's always a possibility, especially with us clustering in air-conditioned rooms during the summer because of the heat, there's always that possibility that a new variant, which is deadly, will arise. Now, we all remember the Delta variant back in 2020, which wreaked havoc, and our emergency rooms couldn't handle, and the ICUs couldn't handle the numbers of patients. That's always a possibility going forward, but I doubt it's going to happen, only because all of us have herd immunity, plus we've all been vaccinated for the most part.
So, Dr. Bob, you talk about herd immunity. It's a great segue to my next question. Is your warning to us today along the lines of a warning we would do as we get into flu, right? Is this sort of the common flu, the common COVID, nothing to panic over, something to keep in mind as we move forward?
It's something to keep in mind because, you know, as fall comes into the country, autumn, we get the common cold, which is also a coronavirus, not to be confused with COVID. But we've got to be careful. And I presume that's why the kit sales, the self-testing kits, are increasing in number because people are concerned. I know here in our clinics, when somebody comes in with a slight fever and sniffles, which could be a common cold, we get very nervous. Everybody puts on a mask. We start washing our hands, and we prohibit the patient from any contact with any other patients. So we've got to have that extra note of caution because it's not like it was in 2018 where everybody got a cold and nobody worried about anything. Right now, nobody's wearing masks that I can see. People are hoarding together in gatherings, parties, all sorts of things. So yes, we have to be careful. Again, it's not of concern, but it's to be observed and watched.
Okay.
So I have a confession. I got booster fatigue. I got 3 boosters, then I ended up getting the coronavirus. And I figure that's like 4 times the exposure.
Did you have a mild experience once you got it?
Yeah, I'm definitely, I'm into it. I'm into it.
Yeah.
But now we're hearing about the possibility of new vaccines, right? And we were kind of told that, you know, the protocol may be in the future something like a flu vaccine where you got to get it, you know, every season.
Yeah.
So apparently there are new vaccines that should be available this fall season. What can you tell us about, you know, what to expect, what the developments might be, if there are any new developments?
Well, I know there are vaccines in development against the Arin or EG5 variant of the Omicron strain. And that is going to come forward, and all of the nursing home people, all of the professionals that work in hospitals, police officers, EMS people, we will all be vaccinated with a booster that includes the EG5 variant. Now, that's just a precautionary thing because the likelihood of it causing or wreaking havoc as it did back in, again, 2020, 2019 is not likely. However, it is better to be prepared than to be sorry because you know how fast this infection went through the population back in those days.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's that. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. But they're coming back with it again. Doesn't seem like no room for AI here. Better be careful. Better know what's going on. Because they can come back with the same script again on you. But they're coming back with it, one way or another. Just in time for the fall. Told you to be booster by fall. So, you know. Made you look again, didn't they? Made you look one more time. But ain't nothing wrong with making you look. Just daggone, you got to be careful when you're looking at. Because you don't know what you're looking at when you see this stuff, man. They're just trying to trick you again. That's all. What's up, man?
Yo, oh shit. What up, man?
I don't know, man. Daggone, breaking down this thing. They talking about.
Yo,
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
you're echoing. Yeah, you're echoing. I don't know, man. They're going breaking down this thing. They talk about yo. Yeah, you're echoing. Yeah, you're echoing. I don't know, man. They're going breaking down this thing. They talk about yo. Yeah, you're echoing. Yeah, you're echoing. I don't know, man. They're going breaking down this thing. Yo. Yo.
Hold on. Oh, you know what? There we go. Oh, what the hell?
You hear me?
Yeah, there we go. My
All
bad.
right.
I had the what's the name on? Another window open and shit. So you breaking it down, BJ?
Yeah, they got this new variant they say coming out called EG something. Come
These
on, new
people
boost.
they don't quit, man. They don't get a break, man. These people don't play, man.
Yeah, new booster and stuff. Waiting on Shaq, but I don't know where he at.
But see, the thing is, like, they be having all these boosters and all this. That just lets you know that why'd you take the first one? You know, that's the question. You know what I'm saying? Why'd you take any of the vaccines if you need boosters? It just make you think. It's like it's just a money making thing, you know. We make a lot of money off this, and then just like the PCR test, they was making a lot of money off them tests. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, to the riverboat. Y'all, I mean, my people are from Alabama too. That's crazy, man. Montgomery, like around that area too. It's crazy.
Mm.
And it's crazy because there was some white people that helped the guy. That's what they were saying too. So I don't know, man. It's just like it's just it's just a divide tactic too. I think. You know what I'm saying, BJ? Just to.
I'm about to show you how this is a psyop, though. Check this out.
Is this your plan to watch the game today? I have to watch my neighbor's NFL Sunday ticket. It's not your best plan. Do you know what it is? My plan from Verizon.
For a limited time, get NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube TV on us, a $449 value. Plus, get a free Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5, only on Verizon.
They called the race. The people have won today. Yes. My colleagues, my Republican colleagues, Speaker Cameron Sexton, are in the find out portion. Yes. Yes. They messed around. Now they got to find out. Yes. Today's election is a reminder that their attacks on democracy will not happen unchallenged. Yes. The people of District 52 have sent an overwhelming message, a mandate to my Republican colleagues that we're going to stand up and fight back.
That was Tennessee State Representative Justin Jones, who, along with his colleague Justin J. Pearson, won back his seat in a special election on Thursday. Jones and Pearson were expelled in April after leading gun reform chants on the floor of the State House, days after a shooter murdered 6 people, including children, at a Nashville area school. Their white colleague leading the chants with them, Gloria Johnson, was not expelled. Johnson and Jones were both stripped of their committees. Pearson didn't have any at the time. But unlike Jones, Gloria Johnson got hers back a few days later. Now that he's won back his seat, Jones is asking for his committee assignments back ahead of a special session starting in 2 weeks that will address gun control. Former Attorney General Eric Holder is representing Jones and wrote this to Tennessee's Republican House Speaker, quote, "It is critical that Representative Jones, whose voice and leadership on issues of school safety and gun control have been recognized throughout Tennessee and the nation, participate in his committees in this important debate." State Representative Justin Jones joins me now. Representative Jones, so let's just update ourselves as of tonight. The letter that Eric Holder wrote on your behalf gave a deadline of Friday for the speaker to respond. Have you gotten any response from the speaker's office so far?
Hi, Joy. Thank you so much for having me. We have not gotten a response from the speaker. The speaker continues to delay and deflect from obeying the will of 77% of my district, a clear mandate of response to what happened to our expulsion. But we know that whether it's the Montgomery waterfront or the legislature of Tennessee, we are in the find out portion of our movement. And so we have sent this letter informing him that I intend to serve on my committees, that to be a full representative for my district, who represented me to speak with their mandate for common sense gun laws in the upcoming special session on August 21st.
And when you were expelled and your committees were taken, what was the criteria? We have the letter that was sent to you, kicking you off your committees. What was the criteria for you being restored to your committees at that time?
There was no criteria. The speaker, Cameron Sexton, operates like he is a king. He took me off my committees with all that said was you're removed from your committees, gave no reason, gave no type of process to redress this grievance, to repair it. And so we don't know what the process is. We have people like Cameron Sexton, these wannabe dictators who just believe that they don't have any type of system or accountability that they should operate by. And so we don't. No, this is very unprecedented. And so we hope that he'll respond by the deadline given. Otherwise, we'll continue to press in other ways, looking at the courts and looking at other means of redress.
Now, we realize that the three of you were all, involved in this protest, but it definitely feels like Speaker Sexton has a very personal vitriol toward you. Am I reading that correctly? There was a lot of money spent to try to not let you win your seat back. It does feel like a lot of this is you directed. Do you perceive it that way?
Well, in this race, I was the only one with a Republican opponent. And so most of my Republican colleagues gave max contributions. They sent out a mailer calling me a lawbreaker with a picture of me being arrested for protesting racial injustice. They wrote op-eds. They targeted me. The Fraternal Order of Police came out against me. But we know that people power won. What they're really afraid of is that, I come from organizing for over a decade. I've been at the Capitol as a part of a multiracial, multi-generational movement trying to change our state. And they're afraid of that. But they're on notice now that, Republicans, anytime they don't get their way, they retaliate. We see what Sexton's doing. We see what Trump's doing. We see this very weak fragility of white supremacy. But what they don't know is that we also stand in the legacy of liberation, that we're going to resist them, that we're going to speak truth to power. And we're moving from this idea of the audacity to hope for some audacity. We're going to be bold and clear in pushing against these extremists and, standing clear like we saw the folks did in Montgomery. So
what do you want to see happen at this special session about gun reform in 2 weeks?
You see what he say, Frank? Like folks in Montgomery. I was waiting for it. And I told you could tell this was some bull crap anyway.
No, because remember I was telling you the other day on one of the shows, or I forgot what we was talking about. I was saying it was weird how dude, when he threw up the hat, I was thinking that was kind of weird. And I was thinking,
WWE.
You know what I thought was weird too? How they said they had more warrants. Like y'all didn't arrest everybody that was there? What do you mean warrants? So how many people got away? I didn't understand that. Warrants? It's like, I don't know. That was kind of weird,
All right. Now what happened, Frank? Let's break it down. On Friday, Trump spoke. Saturday, the brawl happened, but they didn't report it till Sunday.
I thought it was Monday, wasn't it? One of them days.
Sunday. It happened Sunday, but they put it all over the news on Monday.
On Monday, right. I mean, what does that tell you? That says a lot, man.
Hold on, man.
That says a lot, right?
Okay.
Why would you?
Hold on.
That was weird, It's like, why would you take so long to report on the story,
Yo. Hold on. Yeah, that was a while to report on a story. But it took a while to report on the story. But I find it funny that he's saying like folks in Montgomery. So obviously he got some type of, he trying to use that as a play on your words there.
And then how come nobody did? If that's a concealed carry state, why I wouldn't. I mean, nobody had no guns or nothing,
Another side going on.
And it wasn't enough that they stole your election from you. It wasn't enough that they stole my job from me. On the way here this evening, I learned that they're also trying to steal my reputation.
Monique Worrell says she is not going down without a fight.
The suspended state attorney joining her supporters today to protest her removal by Governor Ron DeSantis. News 6's Troy Campbell is live outside Orlando City Hall where that rally took place tonight. And Troy, you spoke with Worrell afterwards. What did she have to say?
Well, when she was just referencing in that short clip how her reputation she had found out was being tested, and that stemmed after she told us that law enforcement officers showed up at her house today and also her former chief of staff's house, demanding that they return city property, state property, passwords for social media accounts. Congressman Maxwell Frost was out here as well, and Worrell says she is still determining her next step.
On FMLA because she had a baby, and this afternoon the sheriff's department and investigators who were armed showed up at the door asking her for social media passwords.
Recently removed State Attorney Monique Worrell telling a crowd of her supporters outside Orlando City Hall that law enforcement showed up to her home as well as other staff members' homes on Thursday, demanding a return of state property. Worrell also says without notifying her, the state put tactical officers on the roof of her office during a press conference she held Wednesday morning.
Did you all know that there were snipers on the roof yesterday for my press conference? Are you guys aware of that?
Governor Ron DeSantis has spent much of Worrell's term criticizing her for not pursuing charges in several cases. The concerns were also echoed by both sheriffs in Orange and Osceola counties prior to Wednesday's announcement of her removal. Worrell says since she won her seat with 67% of the vote, both Republicans and Democrats should be outraged by her removal.
The reality is we have elections. Our system is a democratic system. It's based on votes. Who wins the vote, you serve your time. There's always going to be someone who's not happy with that. We're about a 50-50 country, so 50% of the people are always going to be unhappy with whomever the elected official is, but we accept it and we work together because we are a community. We are built on democracy and we believe in democracy, so we accept those elections.
And despite not telling us what her next legal move will be, she made it very clear she does plan to legally fight this. She also says she will be running for state attorney in 2024. Live in downtown Orlando, Troy Campbell, Getting Results, News 6.
Troy, thank you. Governor DeSantis tapped state attorney Andrew Bain to replace Worrell as Orange Osceola's top prosecutor. And today he laid out what he calls his 100-day plan. The main goals highlighted in the plan include rebuilding public trust through things like community outreach programs and events. His goal of restoring law and order involves a second chance program, he says, will enhance previously implemented diversion programs. And Bain's plan also includes reviewing previously dropped cases involving homicide, sex crimes, drug trafficking, and major violent crimes as well.
There you go. Hey, what's going on, Shaq?
Peace. What's going on with you, gentlemen?
All right, Frank, hold it.
Frank, hold it. Like I stepped into some boo-boo.
Yeah, let me break them down. So I broke down earlier the COVID EKG variant or whatever the hell, the EG whatever variant. They talking about daggone, get the booster or whatever for the fall or something. And I broke down the thing with the Montgomery thing, some of it, because they got that guy, Justin Jones, who was in Tennessee State House early in the year. And they got him talking, and he was like, the stuff that happened in Tennessee is like what happened in Montgomery. So I'm letting you know this ain't nothing but a big psyop. Okay? This is like some bullcrap. Okay?
You know something else we missed too, though, man? Well, this hoo-ha. And Frank, you know this, I've been talking about this, the indigenous to American shit, right? That shit in Oklahoma, that Tulsa, Oklahoma, those two living survivors, man, what they like 109 years old.
Oh, they got denied reparations.
They got denied because of what? The language that the bitch ass lawyer, excuse my language, that he set them up on. The language.
Yeah,
the language that they used, that they filed a case up on. Now, see, these are these secret society. These are these fraternity frat brothers that they're supposed to be helping us, but they working with the other team at the same time. They playing both sides. They double agents. They real double agents.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now they lied to us and told us that there wasn't no more survivors of the Tulsa, Oklahoma Holocaust. That's what I call it. I call it the Tulsa, Oklahoma Holocaust. And here we got the last two survivors, and they go to court, and this pale face demon is working with some of these melanated demons. But see, they why ain't nobody talking about that, dude? These two are 109 years old.
They wouldn't do that.
They've been trying to take the land, man. Huh?
They wouldn't do that to no Creed people survivors.
But they're trying to misclassify us, man. They've been misclassifying us, so we don't have any land rights, man. You can't get no reparations or no restitution. I mean, you know, and it's going to keep happening. Even with this nigga down here in the DeSantos down in Florida, that nigga ain't having risen to that land down there, man.
Well, no, I don't like DeSantis. I don't. He ain't talking about nothing for us either. That's why I don't be, you know, we as much conservatives we talk, whatever conservatives, whatever, you know what I'm saying. But I still don't like DeSantis. You know what I'm saying? See, he like to talk about this and that and critical race, all this and that might be you know, might be, you know, bad for us or whatever, or, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, what kind of solutions are they offering for us? Nothing.
And you know what?
Offering nothing for us.
You know what though? I'm gonna say one thing about him though. I did see one of them banned books he wrote, and that book was graphic. That junk had pictures of kids giving oral sex and shit. I said, yeah.
Oh no. I mean that's for anybody though. He doing that.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I'm not a fan of the same things, but I did happen to see what they were talking about. That they were trying to put in that, you know, critical race theory / African American study. That junk was kind of graphic with them kids giving head and stuff like that, and sex and stuff. That was kind of graphic. I was like, whoa, this will make your head spin right here. But
why is they teaching African American studies in America, man? Why they ain't teaching American history, American Indian studies, American Aboriginal studies?
Because they would admit that that's us. Because they would be admitting that that's us, you know.
There you go.
They don't want to.
So they got to keep you on another landmass, keep you psychologically and trying to physically put you into another landmass, so they can continue doing what they're doing with uncontested.
And you know how you know that's crazy. You're right, because Africans don't mess with us when they're over here like that. They don't mess with us like that, you know.
Now show
they don't come with us
swing.
Propositions.
Even Trump's told you on the low, hey, look here, them don't look like Indians to me, and them don't look like Indians to Indians.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
Hey, look. All right, Frank, Frank and Chak got to break down a topic. And
all right, let's go.
We got to break this down because I got an article a guy gave me too. I want to get it out the way because I've been stalling, but this is the perfect time to do it because this is what happened in Hawaii. So we're gonna break it down. Chak, at the end, I'm coming to this Popeye shit. All right, Chak.
Oh man,
I want you to do me a favor. Go get a sandwich. Don't eat it. Just inspect it and see what happened to it. Leave it out for a day and see what happened to it. Maybe something will crawl out the mouth.
Dogs probably want the birds probably want to eat that motherfucker.
This Hawaii.
Oh God, man. Poor little guys. All burnt up to a crisp.
We have just learned that the death toll has rose to at least 67. And tonight, the survivors starting to regain access to areas that were evacuated, but many are returning to nothing. Some not sure what they're going to go home to, including Lori Pozensky and Carl Cudworth, who join me now live. They escaped the fires in Lahaina earlier this week. Lori, describe to us what exactly you saw, what you guys.
I'm joined now by Amber Frank, who survived the fires on Maui. Amber, we appreciate you making some time to talk to us. I know it's early there and you're dealing with a lot.
I'm not going through everything on there, but I'm letting you know the thing. That woman said that she didn't know the area was on fire, right? The other one, they said that they got a death toll of 67, right? All right. Now, I'm looking at this thing from a bird's eye view and saying, we really don't think this fire occurred naturally. We think that they might have hit the direct energy weapon or something, because it seemed to me like this could be another big time land grab. What do you think?
Damn.
They're gonna get people out of it. As a matter of fact, then people are gonna become what? They're gonna have to migrate from Hawaii.
I give you one better.
They're gonna have to be immigrants. Ooh.
I give you one better.
Yeah.
What they call them people down there, the Polynesians and Melanesians, what they call them? Islanders, right?
Yeah.
Ain't that what they call them?
Native American Pacific Islander, yep.
Then they got about what? They got like what, about 11, 12 different islands down there, right? Smaller islands down in that area down there. Okay, peep this, right? They was gonna make a deal with China, dog. Right? They was making a deal with China. I don't know, like to buy up the land, or I guess to do some type of reservations on the land or whatever. But they said that COVID hit and they reneged on the deal. They decided not to do, you know what I'm saying, do it with China, G. And it's coming out of actual Polynesians, indigenous Polynesian Indian down there, mouth. So you can take that with a grain of salt.
Now check this out. I sent this to you, Frank. This guy named Mr. Wright sent me this information, but I didn't really get to, because the last couple of shows we didn't really get to talk about stuff because I hadn't really focused so much on all this climate nonsense. But he sent me an article. It's bizarre activity in the sun causing catastrophic disasters all over the globe. When you see a graphic that depicts the sun about as large as Earth, you should just chuckle. The truth is that we are in a tiny rock compared to a giant ball of fire that we revolve around. And whenever that giant ball come out, that greatly affects what is happening on our planet. This is not a revolutionary concept, but a lot of people think, no, hold on. They can't see the graph out there, can't see the graph. Yes, the sun is a long distance away, but without it, none of us will survive for long. And to say that is absolutely enormous would be a massive understatement. It's 864,400,000, 1,391 kilometers across. This is about 100 times diameter Earth. The sun weighs about 333,000 times much. The Earth is so much that 1.3 million planet Earth can fit inside it. Please don't skip the numbers. But this article is where I get this article from? I want people to read it because the brother sent it to me. And I told him my dad go look at it. There's a book up here called The End Times. This article is from, just go to, it's bizarre activity on the sun causing catastrophic disasters all over the globe. And let me go down the page. Oh, that's a big picture of the skyline after the storm. Catastrophic flooding in Vermont. Whoa. Damn. Oh, I got it. All right, I ain't clicked something I wasn't supposed to click. Just go to Google when you want DuckDuck, Bing, MySpace, whatever. I mean, and MySpace. DuckDuckGo, Bing. There's activity on the sun causing catastrophic all over the globe, and you can find that. But the brother did send it to me. I told him I would look at it. Did, and it's very interesting. But let's be real. They could have solar flares, direct energy weapons, or a lot of other things going on. So you have to be very careful because this thing in Hawaii.
Man, they got all type of shit. They got the CERN shit. They got the HAARP shit, nigga. Come on, man.
Yep.
Come on.
The pop-out, Operation Pop-out, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, the Operation Popeye, and there's another one I was telling y'all about today. What is it called? All right, Shaq. They've been talking about a lot of mosquitoes lately in this shack.
Look here, man. I sent you a picture yesterday, nigga. This is our house. I thought it was my hair
Yeah, it
crawling
looks
on
like
me.
a daggone
I just
robot.
grabbed it. Frank, this shit crazy, yo. I squished something, nigga. I squished. I thought it was my hair. But when I looked at it, I said, what the heck? And I took a screenshot and showed it to Bernard. If you get a chance, you can send it to him.
Yeah, it was yeah. All
It's
right.
warming up.
Yeah, it looked like a robotic
what
neck. Now, this is a short. Well, wait a minute. Hold it. I'm going to play this clip for y'all. This is about the yellow fever. It's called Operation Bleak Buzz and Operation Mayday. Listen closely to this video. I want y'all to hear this.
To infect people with disease.
I just picture like a government van pulling up, and then they just like open it, and then
Yeah.
mosquitoes. People at a farmer's market, they're like, "Oh my god!"
This guy's just walking with the mosquitoes in his hands.
Like,
Just walking
get 'em! It's they're inside boxes of cereal.
Yeah.
You open up the box, and then just a hive of mosquitoes just bite your face.
It's Anthony Fauci handing them out.
Yeah.
I told you boxes of cereal would make you sick.
I like cornflakes. So similar to unit. Oh yeah, I already read that. The only difference. Where was I? Okay, so the only difference is the U.S. Did this to their own citizens compared to Unit 731. There was a project called Operation Mayday done in Savannah, Georgia, in which they infected people with yellow fever in 1956.
You heard that? You heard that? Operation Big Buzz, Operation Mayday. There's another pandemic coming out just for the 2024 election in America. That is exactly right. It is coming, and better get ready. Might be mosquitoes. Frank, what do you think about this Operation Big Buzz, Operation Mayday? What do you think?
Shit, these motherfuckers, man.
Is it biological warfare?
Yeah, man, it sounds like they're trying to
Chak, is it biological warfare?
definitely trying to it's all about control at the end of the day, though, you know? It's all about control, man.
Fear?
All right.
Fear, mother?
Yeah, trying to scare you. All right, Chak. All right, Chak. Hold on now. I ain't done yet. Hold on. Don't you worry about it. Dad gonna make sure y'all don't go get your Popeye chicken sandwich this month. You know what? I'm gonna actually play this video. Chak, the video, the secret to why Popeye's chicken sandwich is so delicious.
Nah, they gave you the secret.
Make no mistake about it, Popeye's chicken sandwich has already achieved cult status and seems to be the biggest fast food news story of 2019. An all-out fast food war has broken out between Popeyes and Chick-fil-A, with both McDonald's and Wendy's trying to get in on the action. Stores were forced to turn customers away when they ran out of the popular sandwich upon its initial release in August, which led one unhappy customer to file a lawsuit for deceptive business practices. With its re-release on November 3rd, the hype hasn't died down. If you haven't tried one yet, you may be wondering what makes this particular chicken sandwich so special. Well, Popeyes has taken a few steps to make their chicken sandwich a standout from the competition, and judging from all the buzz, their efforts are most definitely paying off.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
The chicken on this sandwich is definitely the star of the show, but more on that in a second. Let's discuss the bun that cradles this lovely chunk of bird. Not content to keep things simple, Popeyes uses what it calls a buttery brioche bun for its sandwich. This goes against the standard bun of most fast food chicken sandwiches and helps to give the bread a slightly sweeter flavor. Some fast food restaurants will charge extra for using a brioche bun, and while Chick-fil-A butters their bun, neither their sandwich nor Wendy's chicken sandwich mention any use of a brioche bun. Sometimes it's the little things that make all the difference. Now for that chicken between those buns. For starters, the piece of chicken itself is larger than most other chicken sandwiches. Or at least it used to be. There's some concern it may have shrunk upon its return, though Popeyes denies this. The chicken cutlet is also, according to numerous reviews, juicier than its biggest competition, Chick-fil-A. Perhaps because Popeye's chicken sandwich has a crispier breading that helps seal in the chicken's juices. So we pointed out that the bun and that big, crunchy, juicy chicken breast really help this chicken sandwich stand out. But that's not all the flavor magic at play here. The biggest criticism in a taste test of Chick-fil-A sandwich compared to Popeyes seems to be that the former is too dry due to its lack of sauce. Popeyes avoided that mistake right out of the gate. Popeye's chicken sandwich comes with a spicy mayo that complements the chicken cutlet's moisture without overpowering the sandwich to the point that it becomes soggy. Popeyes also reportedly uses thicker pickles than the competition. Chick-fil-A is known for always including pickles on their chicken sandwich, but most reviewers seem to think that the pickles are a little too thin and don't deliver the briny goodness in each bite the way that Popeyes does. The number of pickles could also be a factor. The Kitchen reports that Popeye's chicken sandwich includes 3 pickle slices. As for Chick-fil-A, well, they only put 2 slices of pickle on a sandwich. Clear advantage there. What's particularly interesting about this chicken sandwich is that Popeyes didn't uncover some secret mystery to making the ultimate chicken sandwich. Upon the sandwich's return, they had a press conference for it, and a lot of what makes it so good has already been at play in their kitchen. Head chef Amy Alarcon told Thrillist that the butter on the bun is the same butter the restaurant chain uses on its biscuits. The spices in the mayo sauce are the same spices that are used in their spicy fried chicken. Finally, the seasoning in the fried chicken on the sandwich is the same seasoning mixture used for the fried chicken that Popeyes has been serving in buckets for years. None of these things may seem revolutionary, but all the ingredients together clearly made all the difference in the world. Considering how popular the sandwich is, it's no surprise that recipes abound on the internet for people who want to try to recreate their own version of this chicken sandwich at home. For the real deal though, buying one from Popeyes is your best bet, assuming you can manage to get your hands on one.
All I wanted was a measly sandwich! I very nicely explained that I was starving. I'm starving!
Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more mashed videos about your favorite foods are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.
That's all right, Shaq. You ain't got to go get your Popeye chicken sandwich tomorrow. Don't worry about it. They gave you the recipe. They tell you what's in it. So go find out what's in it. Boy.
Well, I mean, but none of that's no good anyway. You know, always still processed. You know.
Man. They're going, next thing you know, they're going to tell you, the bird flu is out. It's out. And then we're going to be what? Clogged out again. Hey, they released it just before COVID last time, didn't it? So they released it just before COVID last time. What do you think, Shaq? Could this spark off another scam, did it?
Yeah. Fool me once. Fool me twice. Huh?
Almost every 4 years, huh? They get you with something.
That's amazing. It's amazing how they just manipulate, antagonize, and it's amazing that they champion something that cause so much so-called public hysteria. You know what I mean? The anniversary of the Popeyes chicken sandwich. And this is why people laugh at us Americans because of the stupid shit that they champion here in America. Got us falling behind the goofiness. You know? Well, you know they got the free can you hear me?
Right?
You know they got the free tax-free weekend started. I think started today too. Back to school shit, you know what I'm talking about. So, you know. And school start, man, that's crazy. And school start back on Monday, the 14th. A week or two earlier than it previously started. Because it usually start back around like the last week in August. But yeah, this my son, this is his last year in goddamn high school, so you know, I gotta get him prepared for this, you know what I mean? This world of this ball of confusion. You know?
They're pushing some weird agendas on these kids, man. It's sad to say, you know what I'm saying, but I mean, they've been separated. It's been kind of like a separation from, like you know what I'm saying, the parents from the kids anyway, because you know the state and all that been wanting and been trying to raise these damn kids. You know what I mean? And ever since they got these phones and everything, since these phones been and social media been real popular, it's a really easier way to do it. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you know what I mean. That's how I see it. You feel me? That shit's crazy, man. But see, I mean, it's crazy how it's like they make all this crazy shit political. It's like the shit that should be morally right. You know what I'm saying? They make political. It's really weird. You know what I'm saying? It lets you know that they're not morally right. These motherfuckers is really wicked. You know. You know that shit's probably not being pushed on their kid. You know. Right.
That's true.
But yeah, people was all hysterical over that damn sandwich, man. It's like, They make it seem like there's nutritional values or something in that shit, you know?
Well, they tell you it's nutrition values. I got another video for you.
Hundreds of angry New Yorkers taking to the streets to voice one message. They're protesting the construction of a new relief center for the hundreds of migrants arriving in New York City every week. This one for up to 1,000 people, men only.
Women, children, okay. All men, 1,000 of them is too much.
Residents especially worry the center will be near an elementary school, a playground, and senior center. What are you afraid of happening here?
The problem is that this is an inappropriate location. They're putting 1,000 unvetted adult males in a cot, rusted fences, no shopping, no transportation, nothing to do.
In another part of New York, another center for migrants on Randall's Island, designed to house more than 2,000 single men. The shelter taking over 4 soccer fields used by local schools, angering some educators and parents. New York now facing grassroots opposition as it scrambles to find shelter for thousands of migrants, nearly 200 set up so far. What city officials call a humanitarian crisis that shocked onlookers when it spilled into public view, with dozens of people sleeping on the streets outside a Midtown Manhattan hotel.
We are past our breaking point.
Today, Mayor Eric Adams saying the migrant crisis will cost the city some $12 billion over the next 3 years, a figure about 10% of the entire municipal budget, while pleading for more help from Washington, like creating a system that will send migrants from the border to other places in addition to New York.
We need the federal government to lead a decompression strategy at the border so cities and states across the nation can do their part to shelter asylum seekers.
In response today, the Biden administration telling NBC News it's provided more than $140 million to New York City, more than any other city not along the border. That Homeland Security has sent experts to assess the situation in New York and identify ways to maximize resources. Now, other states also demanding the Biden administration do more as the number of migrants arriving surges.
Today, I am declaring a state of emergency in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts governor says the number of people in homeless shelters is up by some 80%.
It's more families than our state has ever served, exponentially.
Back in New York, the new migrant relief centers still perhaps weeks away from opening. The city's still looking for more places, with some local residents vowing to keep asylum seekers out of their backyards.
There is no 24-hour transportation here. There are no subways here. This is inhumane to the migrants by elected officials who purport to be concerned about them.
Meanwhile, city officials have said that no place is off the table when it comes to more possible shelter sites. Several thousand locations have been considered, including places like Central Park, where there are medical facilities during the height of the COVID pandemic.
Thanks.
What do you think about that, man? What do you think about that, Frank? They got a whole lot of migrant centers up there in New York City and other places around the country. State of emergency. Eric Adams said they need $12 billion.
Damn, hey, I mean, you already know what I'm gonna say, man. See, these Democratic states, these Democratic governors talking that smack. I don't know what the lady is in whatever she is in Boston. I think she's Asian or some shit. I don't know, but you know, so it's like y'all Democratic policies be pushing for this stuff, and y'all be Democratic cities and y'all be Democratic politicians, but then yet now you want to, you know what I'm saying? You know, whatever y'all Democrats push, now you want to go say, oh man, you know, it's getting too out of hand. But I mean, this is what the policies are pushing. They're pushing these people, you know what I'm saying, these immigrants and stuff like that to flood these cities. And I mean, y'all calling them asylum seekers and saying that they're seeking asylum in the cities. You see what I'm saying? That's the loophole that these damn immigrants got. You know what I'm saying? When they come to these damn cities, is they said that all they got to do is to say that they're seeking asylum or whatever language or however the fuck they say it. That's all they got to say. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I just don't get, you know, y'all, you know, pushing these democratic policies, but you know, when these policies get too out of hand, then you want to talk about help. Y'all your own government, man. You get with the state legislature to do something about this. You don't need a federal government to do nothing about this. Do something about this, man. You need some more money from them. You know what I'm saying? Is that what it is? You see some more, that's some more funding or something, you know what I'm saying? I mean, handle your policies or handle the policies that your constituents be spitting, you feel me? Like they're pushing these democratic policies. I mean, hey, that's on y'all. You sit them down. I don't understand why, you know what I'm saying? Now when they want to cry foul, it's like, nah, it don't work like that. You see what I'm saying? And y'all talking about the whole, the federal government, man, you can get with your state legislator and do something about that, man. Make a law, put something in play, and say, look, this is against, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? This state is gonna go against this bullshit ass immigration shit, because that's all it is. You see what I'm saying? Because they in places like New York or places like that, they displacing them and they putting them in places where we at, we dwell. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It's just weird how they push these policies.
They said 2,000 single males, 2,000 single males.
Military age males. Military age.
See what I'm saying?
Like 18 to
what? These are trained. These are people. These are the trained motherfuckers they bring it in. G. They're training these motherfuckers and bringing them in. You see what I'm saying? Because there's something going on in the world. It's something brewing.
It's a turn of the century.
Yes, it's something brewing.
And I think they're doing it for numbers population too, to keep the numbers tight, because they be classifying these people as white too, man. Let's be honest. So they got to keep their numbers. You know what I'm saying? Their white numbers up.
Yeah, that's a power play. That's a power play to keep some people. That's inferior thing. Mind state of mind.
Because dude was talking, he was Arab, like he was Indian or Arab or whatever. So it's not just Mexicans and Central Americans they talk about. It's probably
Afghan. Man, it's Asian. Dude. It's a lot of Asians. This is Asian men. These is Asian men that's coming in, dude. They got the documents they're being funded. They know the routes to come in and how to get in through this motherfucker, all the way through South America, Central America, Panama. It's a whole route. Dude, put it out already. It's been put out already. These motherfuckers know what route to take to get in, to come and get to come in. They got hotels and shit on these routes that's funded by the international migration, some shit.
I know what you're talking about. And see, they got committees and boards and shit. It's like, but yeah, we got the Congressional Black Caucus that ain't doing nothing for us. And not making sure none of these immigrants flood, you know what I'm saying, where we from and displace us like they've been doing in LA and other places.
You know what? I just wanted to bring something up. Actually, got the ACLU helping them too, but the ACLU and the Planned Parenthood is fighting to keep childhood marriage legal in California and about 7 other states or something like that. Childhood marriage legal. ACLU.
That's because they bringing these immigrants in, man. This stuff is allowed in their country, dude. So they got to make them comfortable in America, dude. So they've been, come on, Bernard.
I know what it is, dog. I know what it is. I'm just letting you know. Now, let me bring up one other thing about this Manson. This in California too now.
One of the most famous members of the Manson family, Leslie Van Houten, has been released from prison more than 50 years after her crime shocked the world. Now she'll head to a transitional home to, as her lawyer put it, learn how to adapt to life in the 21st century.
The youngest Manson family member, the notorious Leslie Van Houten, walked free from prison today after serving 53 years of a life sentence. Van Houten was just 19 when she took part in the Tate LaBianca killing spree in Los Angeles under the spell of Charles Manson. The night after Manson and his followers savagely murdered actress Sharon Tate, her unborn baby, and 4 others, the crazed cult leader targeted Los Angeles grocery store tycoon Lino LaBianca and his wife, Rosemary, breaking into their home and brutally stabbing them to death. Leslie Van Houten admitted to holding down Rosemary LaBianca as she begged for her life. Her release comes after a state appeals court ruled that Van Houten should be granted parole. A family spokesman for the LaBianca family called the court's decision a travesty of justice. The now 73-year-old elected to spend her first year in a transitional living facility.
While Governor Gavin Newsom says he is disappointed by Van Houten's release, he said he will not make any further efforts for an appeal.
Because wasn't his aunt down with them? Ooh, Nancy Pelosi. Ooh. You see that?
Boy, Shaq, all the criminals and murderers getting out, Shaq. We about to be
What about
in
Tookie
this.
Williams though? Look how they did
And
Tookie
I
Williams.
did.
You see what I'm saying? Why couldn't they grant and party Tookie Williams? See, Arnold Schwarzenegger was jealous of Tookie Williams. You know what I'm saying? Because they both used to work out.
Ah, but they got something coming for you. That woman out, they got something coming for you.
Well, you see that though? Like,
Hey, Gavin Newsom told you he was disappointed, but he ain't gonna make no appeal.
Ooh, because his aunt was doing shenanigans with these people.
Think about that, Shaq. Boy, Shaq, they letting it all hang out in 2023.
Yeah, man. They need reinforcements, dog. They need some of these best criminals. I don't bond. Fresh out of jail, California living. They done hit the CNC, hoot the screaming for money and alcohol, but it's all ball. You know what I mean? Hey Frank, you know how I go?
Man, that's right.
California.
Man.
But look, I only got one more topic to break down, and I'm gonna head out of here. But look, man, they got the day they claim August 11th, hip hop, anniversary. That's what they say. 50 years to the day.
Liars.
But they got people celebrating it. But I was out there in a panel, and this thing was kind of like multicultural, man. They act like they talking about it like it's a multicultural type thing. They talk about got Latinos and all the other. I said, boy, they really is putting a damp on the hip hop thing. Especially when you got Sexy Red say she hip hop, but then she say she like guys the raw dog hers. So I'm like, what the hell going on in here? But nevertheless,
See, she's saying that so these little girls could. I'm telling you, it's pregnant. It's all types of little agendas with this, man. It's teen pregnancy. It's what I'm saying. It's abortions. It's what I'm saying. It's boosting the prison rate. There's so many different agendas that these female rappers are trying to push at one time on these little girls, on these little kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people should be banned. But see, you know what's crazy? Look, I'm gonna break something down to you. Remember when Snoop and them was talking all that stuff back in the day, and Snoop and them was rapping and stuff? You had people like C. Dolores Tucker, and you had all these people back then. You know what I'm saying? Even Jesse Jackson, certain people trying to ban them and trying to ban their music. But why are they not trying to ban these female rappers? Oh, you trying to degrade women and you trying to sexualize women? Okay, well, why isn't that the same energy with these female rappers? Degrading their own selves. You see how it's a double standard? How it's just when men do something, when us so-called black men do something, then black women and everybody want to come against us and other groups. But see, they're pushing all this stuff so our women don't have to be held accountable. So that our women can keep doing the stuff they're doing without having to be held accountable, like a regular adult
let me
should
tell you
would.
something. Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Daggone, you better be like Chak. Daggone, send me that video. That woman said, if a man support Kevin Samuels, she don't want anything to do with that man. Daggone, you better not be supporting that Kevin Samuels. She don't want nothing to do with you. Daggone, fly through out and beat the hell out your ass. Damn, Shaq, that woman vicious, man. You better not like no damn Kevin Samuels under her watch. She kill your ass.
That's hilarious, man. That old girl's crazy, man.
Hey.
But I bet you she listens. I bet you she supports Cynthia G though. Nobody don't want to say nothing about Cynthia G.
Man, look here, man. Let me say something. They support Cynthia G. They support this one, that one. Look, like I said, I ain't never met Kevin Samuels. I can't meet the brother now, right? I ain't got no beef with the brother, right? I got women that don't even probably like the Crimson Cure. What she talk about? I had one woman tell me, why we listen to a woman who head in the turban? I'm like, well, I'm just listening to the message, baby. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? Yeah, she was like,
Well, we can listen to women that have European hair, fake European hair, though.
I said, well, but I told her, at least she married.
Ooh.
She was like, well, she married because she do, what men tell her to do. Obviously. She said she don't have a mind of her own. I'm like, this is a convoluted thinking that, Let's just put it, this is a convoluted thinking people don't want.
That's what she said about her? Wow.
I mean, haven't you heard the song Miss Independent before?
Wow.
Coincidentally, a man who had the song Miss Independent, who wrote for Beyonce, one of the biggest news stories this week, something about he not gonna daggone bow down to the mob.
To the who?
To the mob, Neo, or the LGBTQ mafia.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What?
The cupcake mobsters.
But I thought about the other day. Why they always want you to bow down to them?
Well, they're actually cowards, to be honest to me. If you ask me.
All right.
You know where they get it from. You know who they fronting for.
They fronting for that so-called anti-Semitic crowd.
The Creed people, you know what I'm saying?
But that's my thing with them too. They using a whole lot of technology on us with that. Oh shit! I got more. And this is in Raleigh, North Carolina. This is close to me. All right, now I'm getting.
Well, people in several Raleigh neighborhoods are shaken up after finding anti-Semitic flyers outside their homes overnight and into this morning.
CBS 17's Harrison Grubb spoke with neighbors in those communities.
Bags like these scattered through several Raleigh neighborhoods this weekend. Inside, flyers containing anti-Semitic rhetoric.
My grandfather was a Holocaust survivor, and never could he have imagined in this country that he loved so much that anything like this would be going on.
Amy Levine was walking her dog Saturday night when she noticed a bag in her driveway. After initially thinking nothing of it, she noticed the Star of David through the clear container.
Obviously, this is happening everywhere, but I guess when you see it on your own street, in front of your own house, it just rocks your world.
A short drive from Levine's home in Quill Hollow.
You gotta stop that right quick. Just stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Now she said she was walking the dog in front of her driveway, yo.
Yeah.
Is that what she said?
Yeah.
So she mean so somebody obviously had to drop it allegedly in her driveway when she left walking the dog, so when she got back to her house. Because even if you was at home and you leave your house and you got a dog, unless you got a punk ass dog, that motherfucker will hit somebody in your yard, your driveway, right? Alert you that somebody is on your property, right? They don't got cameras in there. They don't got. I'm pretty sure a lot of them probably got dogs. You should have heard a whole bunch of dogs barking. Somebody throwing bags on somebody's damn driveway. When you think, Frank?
Oh yeah.
Let them go. I want to see what other line.
Somebody got some explaining to do, yo.
And talking about
Fairfax Hills neighborhood.
I'm actually very surprised. It doesn't matter where it sits in the neighborhood. It doesn't belong here.
The flyers include a link to the Goyim Defense League, a group the Anti-Defamation League says is a, quote, loose network of individuals that are brought together by anti-Semitism.
I don't know that they're local. They may have local people in it, but they seem to travel around different parts of the country and do their vile things.
This isn't the first time anti-Semitic flyers have been found in Raleigh neighborhoods, with hundreds receiving similar bags last fall. It comes as the ADL found anti-Semitic incidents hit its highest level in recorded U.S. history last year. The temple Levine belongs to now has a guard to protect its members.
You shouldn't have to have an armed guard at your place of worship.
Raleigh police said Sunday afternoon they were not yet aware of any distribution of anti-Semitic materials.
Hey. Well, at least Well, at least they got an armed guard. Yo, they got an armed guard. Hey, look, they're not a sitting duck though. Just saying.
Okay, they talk about shit, and they talking about people are traveling. The people travel. How do they know that the people are traveling across state from state? How do they know it's not different people? You know, it's like, man, I just think. I mean, honestly, this type of stuff is just psyops, dude. You know what I'm saying? And this type of shit's really not happening. These people are crisis actors. You know what I'm saying? They're getting paid to say all this is going on. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. It's not rocket science to figure it out. These are crisis actors. You could go and audition to be
I got one more.
crisis actor. Y'all, you know what I'm talking about, y'all?
I got one more.
Wow.
Check, you know what I'm talking about? Crisis actor, dude.
Right.
I got one more. They say how
The
Jewish communities
authorities said they ain't seen no. Man.
I got one more. How Jewish communities are responding to rise in anti-Semitism.
Get into the room. Last person in the room. Close the door. Lock it. Get out of sight. Out of sight. Out of sight. Out of sight.
In a Jewish center on America's East
I
Coast,
can see nothing in either room.
this is survival training.
Open door. They go in. Break a mirror. You now have something sharp you can jam right in their eyes.
Post-2018, preparing for a gun attack is common practice in Jewish communities across the country.
I come through with my handgun. As soon as I get to this point, Mike's attacking.
Lessons in life as they know it now. In Squirrel Hill, they are pained by the recent past.
Yeah, when that neighborhood is majority all them. But it means somebody come in there.
Home to the Tree of
Somebody
Life
should know that
synagogue,
somebody
where the
outside of this in their
2018
neighborhood.
took
Dog.
place.
Come on, man.
11 people were
Neighborhood
killed
shit.
and 6 injured.
Anti-Semitism is one of
11.
the oldest forms of hatred.
Here, Jewish voices speak of vulnerability.
As I think we've seen around the world with the rise in all forms of hatred, that anti-Semitism has popped its head up in a really horrific way.
The Anti-Defamation League, which tracks hate crime, recorded record levels against America's Jewish community last year. There was an increase of more than 30% in incidents of harassment, vandalism, and physical assault.
A lot of anti-Semitism comes from somebody needing to find somebody to blame.
Maggie Feinstein works as a counselor for community members in Squirrel Hill.
I think that when there's ills, when people are starting to feel some sense of being left out or not having opportunity, then oftentimes anti-Semitism rises.
Now weekend worship in Squirrel Hill is different.
Yeah, they can just change the language.
It comes
and
with
will.
security cameras, ring pool police alarms, and at the door, an armed guard. Toddlers in the garden are watched over by staff connected to law enforcement. Pressing both buttons on this device calls in a SWAT team.
In 2018, when the attack occurred, police went running in to save the lives of Jews. Throughout Jewish history, that never happened. And so I don't love having our security. I recognize that we need it, but I feel very blessed to live in a time when security is with us.
On safety in society, the Jewish community has seen changes through time, for better and for worse. James Matthews, Sky News.
Well, they keep saying Jewish community. So they're trying to say they're the only ones that could be Jewish, the white people. I mean, I don't understand that, dude. So is it? So I don't.
But I saw some black people in that junk. I saw some black people. They were training. If you realize they were training.
But you see what I'm saying? Though? Why they say community like as if only one like race could be Jews? And you know what's crazy about this? How come the Protestants and the Catholics they didn't get you know what I'm saying they was getting along? Guess who the Protestants were? Those were the you know what I'm saying were the Native Americans, right? Was the real racist white motherfuckers, right? The old Joe Biden type Dixiecrat type motherfucker. So my thing is how come the Catholics and the Christians why are they not beefing like that? Why is there no hate crime between Catholics and Christians? You know what I'm saying? That lets you know right there a lot of this stuff is staged. Nobody's worrying about nobody being Jewish, bro. I mean, I don't get it.
I got one more to show you. And then I'm out. This happened right here in Richmond, Virginia, right now. Right down the street from me, about 15 minutes. Actually, less than that if I take the highway. Check this out.
It provides safety. That's the message behind an active shooter training exercise at VCU. And part of the reason why the university and the city of Richmond partnered to hold this very, very realistic simulation. More than 200 volunteers helped the impact.
This is an exercise. That's actually how everyone here has to just start and end their conversations when talking to each other in order to remind everyone, because this actually looks so real, but that's kind of the point, in order to best prepare everyone for an active shooter situation. It starts with a gunshot, but at this simulation, it's just a blank.
I know it's fake, but it just makes you think about the real thing.
Volunteers like Carol Crombie came to VCU around 7 in the morning to get dressed and in the mindset for the role. She's acting as a gunshot victim.
They told us if you wanted to do this part of it, you would have to wear clothes that you didn't mind them, cutting up.
The hope is when she goes down, first responders are quick to find her and help while police search for the shooter.
We want them to feel like it's the real thing. And that's our goal, because we want them to have that feeling like, of urgency.
Gunshot went to the leg, going street side. But it's a no-fault learning environment, meaning mistakes can happen here. Like when an EMS crew accidentally went into a hot zone, which is where a shooter would still be a threat. It's not life or death now, but they practice for days when it could be.
When I was a student, it wasn't like this. And, students and young people and everyone really need to prepare to be able to respond. We've seen these situations can occur anywhere, at any point in time, any venue.
And though this exercise falls just 2 months after a mass shooting took place 2 blocks from this site, we're told that tragedy had no influence on this drill. This had been in the works months prior to that incident.
I have not changed my stance or protocol on active shooter response in the 13 years I've been here at VCU. It's something we train for regularly.
Allowing VCU to evaluate its response to emergencies.
We want to make sure that at the end of the day, that the plan is working the way it's supposed to.
So while all of this just is an exercise, first responders and as well as actors all tell me they feel better prepared to handle an active situation. On your side in Richmond, Madison McNamee.
Well. Frank, it looked like a good old acting day in the office in Hollywood, didn't it?
But see, they do that because they're gonna really have something there at that school next. That's how it works. We had a drill before. That's all it is.
She go down there all the time. People get robbed in the back street all the time in that junk. That shit ain't nothing. I know it do. Hey, man, that's a little cesspool down there, man. Anything go there. They got basketball game in there. BC be playing, but I'm saying anything go on down there. What I'm letting you know is this thing real down there, bro. I mean, really, they done gentrified the whole area. We used to be down there and go to club and stuff all the time. But when they closed the club, they bought that building. They're supposed to make a student section or something out of it. But they got the hospital. They own so much down there. I mean, that college own. Look, even when they have a contract and something gets bid on, they say, well, wait a minute, VCU got to bid on it first. And then if VCU don't want it, then a private development buy it. They let them buy everything down there. So ain't no doubt, ain't nothing wrong. They got their own police department. They got VCU police. They don't even need Richardson. They got VCU police. But yeah, I mean, ever since they went to the Final Four, man, they've been getting money out their ass, man. They done built Black Lives Matter came in and destroyed downtown Antifa, whatever. They rebuilt it back up. Daggone, they had a gas station down there. And then they made a 20-story apartment building. Ain't nothing apartment down there. They got a Kroger, Verizon. That was broken. The homeless man went there and stole goddamn stuff out the damn Verizon store. They made new damn stuff. So, I mean, they had a Waffle House. They got rid of that. They got an IHOP on the back street. They got like a little mini express Walmart that was still down there on Great Street. So, but what I'm saying is, then you go farther than you got the hospital called MCV. That's one of the biggest hospitals downtown, right? So what I'm letting you know is, but by them conducting this active shooter drill, that also let me know that something might happen to VCU soon in the future, and it probably is a drill.
Or it could be footage from that drill.
Oh yeah,
That's how that
That's what I'm
works.
talking about. They're coming up with something, baby. What do you think about this, Shaq? They showing you how they doing it, you know, the acting, how you had to be there volunteer 7 in the morning. What do you think about this, Shaq? It's kind of interesting, isn't it, man?
They've been showing you how they do it.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
And
see,
they never,
I'm
you
showing
notice, it never
on my
no
show.
follow up with any victims of it. Huh?
My bad, I mean cut you off. I'm saying I'm showing you on my show that these things is really psychological warfare to analyze and see how people are gonna react.
Yeah. See, that's studying us right there, doing stuff to, you know what I'm saying, to get a reaction from us. That's studying us like a mug, man. Like these people are constantly studying us in this corporation that you call America,
I like that. But here's what it is.
And they don't stop.
They don't stop.
And see, that's why they're doing all this and giving leeway to these immigrants. It's a replacement thing, you know what I'm saying? They become citizens to sit in for you, That's all it is, man. It's tactics, you know what I mean? This dollar's done is tanking, gas, everything is going up again, you know what I'm saying? Inflation is high. You feel me? What are they giving to the
Natural
American people?
average of gas is 382 again. Matter of fact, it's 94 degrees here tomorrow. So I mean, kind of funny how the gas go up in the summertime, right?
Ooh.
But that being said, next time come on, I gotta do something, talk about these EVs more. Got more information on them. Forgot to bring it up tonight. I'll bring it up another day. I come on maybe one day, Sunday, Monday, something like that. We're talking about the EVs and stuff. Frank, go ahead and shout out information, brother.
Well, yeah, you're looking out for having me back on, big dog, you know what I'm saying? Y'all could just, tap in with me, man. XX Frank Nitty XX on YouTube. XX Frank Nitty XX on Instagram, and Frank Jones 8115 on Instagram. Yeah, tap in with me, man. Subscribe if you ain't subscribed. Oh yeah. Good looking out, BJ, for having me back on, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Miss Felicia Lockout for having us on Saturday. Shout out to Miss Valdenice Jones as well for conducting another good show today. But let me bring out something and hope Dawson gets better. She's been a little under the weather, but it's okay. She knows what to do. But go ahead, Shaq, shout out to information.
Yeah, man. Peace, dog. Man, you niggas be safe out there, dog. We got these. It's that time of the year, man. It's getting closer to the election, and we're gonna see all the psyops coming out the woodwork. So you know what I'm saying? Be vigilant. You know what I mean? Keep your eye on the swivel, dog. You know what I mean? You can check me out at Chak_, which is Instagram. And on Facebook.
Yeah. Well, and you can get me at Bernard Johnson Facebook, Bernard 1120 Instagram, King BJ Fitness 32. We got what else we got? Bernard 1121 on X. No longer Twitter, it's X. X marked the spot. KingBJMedia.com, KingBJFitness.com. It's in $1919 BJ Cash if you want to donate. But listen, this stuff is getting very crazy.
I might run as a right end, goddammit. I'm running for 2024 as a right end.
Might need the right end. You don't want to get leprosy.
That's real.
You don't want to get leprosy, brother. In Florida, I got to talk about that next time. Shit, they're gonna tell you it's a leprosy outbreak and don't go to the polls. That might be the pandemic they about to bring on your ass. Real. But leprosy outbreak. But nevertheless, it is what it is. We just gotta be vigilant. We gotta know what the hell going on, because they running some warfare on us for mental warfare that you ain't never seen before. But with that being said, y'all take y'all time. Have a good night. We do this again soon.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Yes, sir.